Hello there, folks. Cranky Old Cuber here. I've got kind of a special unboxing today. This stuff is stuff that, I don't know, for whatever reason, I never actually ended up getting. And I've always wanted to have this stuff. So I went on Amazon. Interestingly, Speed Cube Shop and the Cubicle and everywhere do not sell these. And so I went on Amazon to get them. So let's get in this box and I'll show you what I got. Yeah. All right. So look what we have a box full of here. This is pretty cool. All right. So what am I going with here? Let's pull this guy out. All right. So what we have is a bunch of Rubik's brand stuff. So let me pull it out and set it down. This is what they call frustration-free packaging. So let's see if it's frustrating or not. I'm actually not. I think I know what's in this, but we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty frustrated. How are you guys feeling? So this is supposed to be, I believe, some sort of 3x3. So we'll see what we got. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not sure which one it is, but it looks slightly different from the other one. So I don't know. So that is a Rubik's brand cube of recent vintage. Let's see what we got here. This is interesting. I expected it to be a cube with stickers, but it's really not. All right, so I have a feeling that this might be exactly the same as what's in here. I just don't care. But there's one. It is a Rubik's Cube of, I don't know, this is like they're making these now. It's not a Rubik's Speed Cube, obviously, and everything. But I didn't have one of these. What I'd like to try to get a hold of is some that were made in the 90s and in the 2000s, because I feel like those might be interesting to have too. So I think then that this is probably going to end up being the same exact cube. We'll see if we can tell the difference. Feels the same. And it comes with a little stand too. Well, I don't know about you. I do not see any difference in those two cubes. They feel the same? Yes, they feel the same. Not great. Okay, well, that's neat. I expected them to be different. They were different SKUs, and they looked slightly different in the picture, but it looks like they're just the same thing. Okay, so I also got a Rubik's Pocket Cube, 2x2. Always wanted one of these when I was a lad, and never did. Because of when I grew up, Rubik's actually is not nearly as annoying to me as it is to all of you newer cubers out there. Like, I realize that these are not speed cubes and you would not want to use them for such, but it is kind of cool to have the Rubik's branded stuff, because this was the stuff that started it all off when I was a kid. So that's kind of why I like it. I never could get a hold of a Rubik's Revenge. And my friend had one and I couldn't solve it. I didn't know how to solve it. I didn't know anything about reduction at the time. I actually tried to apply 3x3 techniques to it and couldn't figure out I couldn't get very far on it. But I never had one of my own, so I always had to just borrow his, and I never could. They were too expensive and my folks didn't want to get it. And at the time I didn't have any money. So now I have money, and I decided I wanted to get a Rubik's Revenge. Now, this is not vintage, so this is obviously what they're making now, and it's not even called a Rubik's Revenge. It says also known as Rubik's Revenge. So, but now they're just calling it Rubik's 4x4. So, but here's one of them. Wow, this is just bad. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I would want to try to solve much on this. And the tensions are weird. I wonder what this mechanism is. In any case, let's get the Professor Cube open too. Oh, is this stickers? Yeah, so this has stickers. And this has tiles. This one, well, I thought. Yeah, this one has tiles. And then these all have tiles. But this one has actual stickers. Nifty. Ooh. That turns pretty bad too. Okay, so the deal is the Rubik's brand is actually kind of a special thing to me. I don't hate on them nearly as much as a lot of people do, because They were the first thing, and they came out when I was a kid, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the 3x3 particularly was cool because my friend and I learned how to solve it, figured it out ourselves. And so there's always going to be a special place for Rubik's with me, even if they don't make super quality speed cubes these days. So the deal is, there's this unbroken history of Rubik selling these cubes and everything. So it's kind of cool to get the new ones. I'm kind of on a quest to get the older Rubik's Revenge and the older Professor Cube and also the Pocket Cube. So I have several original 1980s 3x3s. It'd be really cool to get a 1980s Rubik's Revenge and a 1980s Professor Cube and a 1980s Pocket Cube. I vaguely remember the Pocket Cube being a thing, but I don't remember thinking that was something that I cared about having at the time. But I definitely wanted a Rubik's Revenge because I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I couldn't figure out how to solve it. And my friend had it, so I didn't have one, so I had to borrow his if I wanted to solve it. And I had limited time with it, and also didn't understand that trying to do it like a 3x3 was not going to work until you reduce the centers and the edges, right? So, but I always wanted these. So yeah, super happy to have these for my Rubik's shelf, and I'll probably do a 2x2 to 5x5 relay with them. I do want to solve them, even though they don't move super good. And I guess that's kind of it for this unboxing. And by special request from Peter Preston, I guess I will catch you on the flippity flop. Cheers.